The Quran is so perfect and Islam is so perfect that the enemies of Islam, the Christian apologists, atheists, and others, they can't come up with any criticism. So when we
The Quran is so perfect that the enemies of Islam can't come up with any criticism. We have endless criticisms of the Quran. This is dawah at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. This is hey, look, it says here that Dhul Qarnayn, Alexander the Great, who's a devout Muslim, even though he's the most pagan who's ever existed, traveled so far west, he found the place where the sun sets. And then what do? Oh no, it's just saying that he saw an optical illusion on a pool of water, and that's not Alexander the Great, even though it obviously is, and it matches up with the Alexander romances where Muhammad clearly stole it. It's not about Alexander because, he definitely wasn't a Muslim. What they mean when they respond to things, they say some things that are convincing to their fans because their fans will not question anything they say. And it's not convincing to anyone else. Sheikh Uthman, since you're responding to our arguments, the next one we'd like you to cover, Surah 9, verse 30, saying that Jews call Ezra the son of Allah, and the companion hadith, which say that at the judgment, Jews will be asked why they worshipped Ezra at the judgment. That's going to be the claim against Jews. So go ahead and respond to us and show this, because we've never been able to find a Jew who calls Ezra the son of God or who worships Ezra.
Show them clear contradictions in the Bible.
Contradictions in the Bible. That's another thing we'd like you to explain, Sheikh Uthman, why your God and your prophet affirmed the inspiration, preservation, and authority of these books that you keep attacking. It is really, really weird to us, but, we don't have any criticisms.
What do? They come up with the most foolish arguments against the Quran. They claim there are contradictions in the Quran. There are absolutely none. Now, some of the ones they mention are so funny that it shows you the perfection of the Quran, that how perfect is it that they can't come up with anything better.
Oh, this is interesting. So he's saying this is like a bad one. This is like a glaringly bad argument that we use. So this is good.
They say the Quran calls Maryam, that Mary was a sister of Aaron. Yeah. They say, Aaron, the brother of Moses, was so long ago. How could she be the sister of Aaron? There's more than one person named Harun. This is so childish.
So that's his response. So of course, the obvious question would be, hey guys, does the Quran mention that there's this other Aaron? Why is it bringing up this other Aaron without explaining things? This is Sheikh Uthman laughing at this. We're going to see some problems because he is not scratching the surface of this problem.
And this is not something we're coming up with some kind of answers with. The Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, 14 and a half centuries ago was asked about this particular verse. He said, look, the children of Israel used to name their children after the prophets and the pious people. So it's not the same Aaron. In the Bible, you have so many Marys.
The Bible's clear that Mary Magdalene is not Mary, the mother of Jesus. It's like it's clear that the Apostle John is not John the Baptist and so on. Where is the Quran clear that this is a different Mary and a different Aaron and a different Imran? Where is that, Sheikh Uthman? Because you're just saying it.
Did he mention Imran at all so far?
No, that's the problem. That's why this is a straw man, ladies and gentlemen. He's not answering the actual argument.
This is absolutely horrible.
I told you it was worse. I told you it was worse than I thought it was going to be, right? So according to his misrepresentation, our entire argument is just, hey, it says sister of Aaron. That can only mean one thing, sister of Aaron, because there's only one Aaron ever. That's not our argument. So anyway, just wanted to point that out. The other problem, when you, son of this, son of that, you're emphasizing some important relationship. Otherwise, you can just say son of so-and-so, and it's just you're identifying who this person is. Why are you calling her not by her father or her mother's name, but by her brother? Especially if it's a random brother that no one's ever heard of and we have no idea who this is, and we have no evidence of any brother of Mary ever being named Aaron. Why call her in the Quran, Allah's perfect speech? Call her, instead of calling her Mary, instead of saying Mary, daughter of so-and-so, you call her Mary, sister of Aaron. You call her sister of Aaron. If Aaron is some completely unknown figure, why is she being called that? Even if our argument was, it just says sister of Aaron, saying, it's a different Aaron, that makes no sense. If it's some Aaron we've never heard of, and he's so insignificant that why would you call her by that, right? The basis for calling you sister of so-and-so or brother of so-and-so would be this is a really important figure, which fits with Aaron, the brother of Moses. It does not fit at all with random guy that no one's ever heard of, so much so that we don't even know he existed, except for Sheikh Uthman's theory.
Is there any tradition anywhere at all which points at a brother named Aaron? Is there any tradition ever at all where any Christian ever refers to Mary as sister of Aaron? What a huge coincidence, right? What a huge, enormous coincidence. We're just supposed to sit here and just think that Allah actually brought the Quran down and put in it the words Mary, sister of Aaron, knowing that it would immediately make us think, wait a minute, there's something wrong here, because there is another significant Mary who is actually the sister of the Aaron. What a giant coincidence that both of these Marys have a brother named Aaron, and that the Quran finds it so significant to mention that, but somehow this is some other Aaron, or this is just some spiritual connection. And this is the only time ever in the history of humankind that such a reference is used.
Yeah, it just comes out of nowhere.
What a giant coincidence. First off, on the right side, you can see the breakdown of Amram, who is in Arabic known as Imran, and he has 3 children that are known: Miriam, Aaron, and Moses. So Amram, I'm going here by the Bible. In the Bible, there is a man, a figure mentioned by the name of Amram, and he has 3 very significant children who play a great role in the Exodus story. Moses, most importantly. Aaron, also very important. He's always there helping him out, sometimes taking over for him, being strong when Moses weakens, and so on. And Miriam, who is also there helping along, and who is also known as a prophetess, and who is also there leading people and singing the Psalms, and or singing different songs and things like that. So we have that established. We have those figures. On the left side, we see another Mary figure. David, what's the father's name? What's the name of Mother Mary's father?
In the actual sources, I mean, you can't trust them completely, but in the sources, Joachim.
Islam tells us about one Mary and says Mary, daughter of Imran, sister of Aaron, mother of Jesus. That doesn't really make much sense. But there is one more issue. So first off, Imran sounds nothing like Joachim, which is the only name associated with the father of Mother Mary. Imran is only close to Amram, which is the actual Hebrew name of the father of Moses, Aaron, and Miriam in the Bible. And the issue is the Quran also repeatedly mentions Imran as a very important figure, and indeed says that the family of Imran is one of the most important families. In fact, there is an entire chapter of the Quran, one of the longest chapters, 3rd chapter. If we are to think about Imran as the father of Moses and Aaron and Miriam, we can assume that this family is indeed referenced as the very important one, and Imran is considered an important figure. He is known by name, he is mentioned, and this family is instrumental in something as serious as the Exodus. The only name we have is Joachim. Could that really be the one that the Quran is referring to as very important, as a very important family, as very, very important? I don't think so.
So, just coincidentally, Mary, the mother of Jesus, has an actual brother named Aaron and a father named Imran, even though Miriam, the sister of Aaron and the daughter of Imran, has these exact same relationships, just coincidentally. The family of Imran is important in the Bible because Imran is the father of Moses, Aaron, and Miriam.
Exactly.
So this is the Exodus from Egypt. This is the start of the priesthood through Aaron and so on. Really, really, really huge deal. But you have here Allah saying that the family of Imran is above all people, but you keep going, Imran is the father of Mary. And so you could say, well, that's still a big event. That's Mary, the mother of Jesus. And so that's still a big event. But we have no record anywhere else saying that Mary's father was Imran. So he'd have to say not only is there another Aaron, a different Aaron in the Quran, there's also a different Imran in the Quran. And it just happens to be the same exact relationships as with Miriam, the sister of Aaron and the daughter of Imran. So something weird is going on here, because keep in mind, Sheikh Uthman would have to say the exact same thing about Imran that he said about Aaron.
Yeah.
He'd have to say, they just named, there are lots of people named this. Well, first of all, no, there's not a ton of people named Imran. But suppose we grant that, we grant that possibility. Imran is if you're talking about Imran and saying he's the real father of Mary, he's so insignificant, we don't have a single reference to Imran being the father of Mary apart from Muslim sources? How is this family alongside Adam, Noah, and Abraham when we have no reference to this Imran as the father of Mary? We'd have no reference that even existed until Muslims started trying to explain this issue. In the Bible, we say Miriam and we say Mary. In Arabic, they're both Maryam. It would be pretty easy to make the mistake of assuming that they're talking about the same Maryam. How would you know if someone actually confused the two Maryams? Well, he might be dumb enough to put it in his book that Mary, the mother of Jesus, is the sister of Aaron and the daughter of Imran. That's how you would know if someone totally confused these two Marys and thought they were the same person rather than two different people separated by a very, very, very long time.